Hey guys, Max here, and I want to talk today about a hard question you need to ask yourself. If you want to reach $1 million a year, $10 million a year, you want to grow your business, this is a question you need to ask yourself. How much is my time worth per hour now, and how much I want it to be worth per hour? Because if you do some math and you want a business, let's say you want your business to make like, I don't know, $1 million a year. Well, if you do some math, you have 2,000 hours in a year. So if you divide $1 million per 2,000, that's going to give you $500 per hour. But $1 million a year is just revenue. So let's say you want to make $1 million in profits per year. So you want to personally make $1 million. Well, now let's say your profit margin is like 25%. Now you're going to make $2,000 per hour. Okay, so that's just very simple math to say that if you want to make more money in business, you can leverage your time. But first, and I think that's where a lot of entrepreneurs are at, is first you need to stop kidding yourself on what's the work that you're doing right now. What is it really worth? Okay, I'll tell you a little story about me. So let's say about 6 months ago, I was really grinding out my business, and I wanted to start doing my website in other languages. Okay, so I decided, okay, I'm going to do in this other language first, and it was Spanish. And at the time, I was in Colombia, so I was learning Spanish. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do it myself, and I started doing that myself. And then that's where I started thinking about, really scaling my business and really thinking about my dollars per hour. And I started to implement a little system I'm going to share with you in a moment. But I started thinking about that, and then I was like, holy shit, man! All this work I'm doing of like managing translators, doing the WordPress site work, it's really just worth $20 per hour. Where I thought, there's nobody else than me that could do that. Whereas it was really worth $20 per hour. So what I did is I went on Upwork and I hired myself two project managers that basically I taught them how to do everything I was able to do, and they in less time than I took to do the website in Spanish. They both did one website each, one in German, one in Portuguese, and that took less time for them than me. And I was able to do two of these websites in like a month and a half, and without doing much work myself. So here's the thing: if you want to start, increasing your dollar per hour value, I think the first thing that you need to do is first establish 4 levels. Okay, and I'm going to tell you what these levels are because I created these levels for me, and I think you need to establish 4 levels. Okay, so a little note here. So the first level is $20 per hour work. Okay, so that's like, for me, that's low leverage, like doing tasks. Okay, so it's the WordPress work, if I'm doing graphic design, managing customer service people, any types of operations, answering email. That's $20 per hour because you can get a project manager on Upwork that is very well trained in all these things for about $20 an hour. So that's the rule. So for me, those are $20 per hour red tasks. Okay, that's like a red light. Then I have the $50 per hour level, which is what I call medium leverage doing tasks. Okay, so it's like, for me, it's executing marketing campaigns. So it's like executing email marketing campaigns or executing Facebook ads and other traffic channels. Anything that's like executing, but it's still like a work that a marketing specialist has to do, something like that for me. So if I do that, I pay myself $50 an hour, which is, for me, that's I put it in the orange or yellow light. Okay. Then you have the $100 per hour, I call the high leverage, but still doing tasks. And for me, it's writing front-end sales copy. It's creating high-level campaigns in my marketing software, or even chatting with employees, managing employees, delegating work, where I'm still kind of doing a lot, but it's kind of higher leverage, okay? And then I have the highest level, which is for me $200 per hour, and it's like, for me, it's high level thinking. Okay, so I don't do much, and I just think very high level. So I think about my ideas, and then it's like either I'm hiring new people or I'm basically on the phone or on Skype calls with them, and I just tell them my ideas, and I'm like, go do it, okay? And that's and then when you have very qualified people, you can do that. You can absolutely do that, and you'll be surprised by the quality of work that's gonna come back to you. But you gotta find great people, and you gotta pay them like $50 an hour, $100 an hour, and they'll do great work. Okay, so that's the first thing. So I have these 4 levels, and I put them in lights. So I have the red light, I have the yellow or orange light, and I have the green light, and then I have the purple light, which is the $200 and more. That's like purple for me. So it's like what I want to be doing the most. Okay, so then once you have that, what I like to do is I'm not going to show it to you right now, but because I don't want to edit this video and everything. But basically what I do is I go to my Google Calendar, and then I schedule my stuff. Every night before I go to bed, I schedule my next day all the time. I never go to bed without scheduling my next day. And now what I do is when I put the task in my Google Calendar, I actually make the event the certain color that's applied to the hourly rate. So for example, let's say in the next day I want to create a Facebook ads campaign. Well, I'm going to put that in my calendar, and I'm going to create that event, and I'm going to create it in a yellow or orange color, and then I'm going to put at the bottom at the start of the event name, I'm going to put $50 per hour. So at the end, and I'll put the picture on, I'll put a screenshot so you can see what it looks like. But in the end, you have your Google Calendar, and then you have all these events with different colors. And so if you have a lot of red, it basically means that you're doing a lot of low value stuff, okay? And if you have a lot of orange, you're getting better, and you want to have a lot of red and a lot of purple, okay? So at least that's for me. That's how I do it, and that really, really helped me out on really increasing my value per hour. I'm gonna tell you, how actually other ways that this has helped me out. Actually, examples. So, for example, I told you about that project manager I hired for doing like a site in a different language. But what I also did is I hired one of the 2 project managers I hired. I promoted them to basically oversee my whole business now. So right now I have my current business, which is I sell workouts for home, so workout programs from home, and I sell that right now, and it's a pretty big business, and we're making a pretty good annual revenue on that. But pretty much I outsource the whole thing. Okay, so now I only have to do like high level thinking stuff, and I have to like a little bit of marketing campaigns, but really only stuff that's like I have to think about new ways to increase the revenue, and I go implement them. I don't deal with customer service anymore. I don't deal with operations. I don't deal with inventory. I don't deal with basic technology of the whole business. So pretty much all operations are outsourced. So that's a big thing I've been doing, but also in the basic life, okay? So let's say that your time is, or you want it to be worth like $100 per hour on average, okay? Well, if you think that going to do groceries or break your day in half to go do some shopping errand or something like that, it's worth $100. You're kidding yourself, like. So this stuff now I have. We have a service here in Montreal where you can actually. It's called Genie, so like Genius, and you can ask them whatever you want. But it's basically a $30 an hour assistant that can do anything you want. So basically, for all my groceries, or today I had to return something at the Apple store, so I called them up. I paid them $30, and they're off to do it. And I can stay here and do this video for you guys. So you can do these things. Like you can think about dollars per hour, and you can put it in your Google agenda. But if at the end of the day you're not actually being serious about it and really considering that and taking action on that, it's not worth anything. So what I really recommend is be really, really honest with yourself and start measuring your time per hour. And I think that over the 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, you're really going to see a difference, just because by measuring, it's going to force you to improve. So all right, hope that's going to help, and peace out.